Good morning, YouTube. As you can see, I'm just about to eat meal one. It is a training day. I am 4 weeks into prep. How many kilos am I down? 3. Yeah, 3. 3 kilos down. Definitely feel better. I definitely feel a little bit hungrier, which is really nice. I'm not saying that I'm hungry like you are in your last couple of weeks of prep, but it's nice to feel like I have an appetite. If someone tries to tell you that you don't have to push foods in your off season to the point where you do feel a little bit sick to be able to make great progress as a bodybuilder, they're lying to you. Because you do need to push your foods, because that is one of your main sources of developing your muscles. So that's the start to my video, and that's the end, and that's it. I'm done, finished. Anyway, so meal one is 100 grams of sourdough, 30 grams of 100% dark chocolate, 40 grams of whey, and 100 grams of banana. I was having eggs, but eggs were making me feel a little bit bloated, a little bit sick, and they were really repeating on me. And like the last thing that you want anytime really is a lot of bloating from a specific food, because you don't want to end up with any kind of issues with your tummy. And like an enjoyment is definitely a huge part of your digestion. So I went with something that I enjoy, which is something sweet, which is definitely not like me. I'm a much more savoury person than I am a sweet person. But apparently in the morning, when it comes to my appetite, and when it's not as large, sweet things obviously go down a little bit easier. So that is why that is there. Today, we're going to do a full day of eating on a training day. I have made some changes since my start of prep. So just made some changes the other day to help me push down a little bit more, which will be great. And we'll go through that. And I'm also going to go through how to approach Christmas, because I think people get a little bit, I guess the word's overwhelmed, because they wonder how they should approach it, etc., whether they're in an off season or maybe in a competition prep. So I'm going to go through kind of how I approach it with my clients, and hopefully it can shed some light and help you guys in what you need to do. Tina's going to stare at my food until I don't give her any, and then she's probably going to get the huff on, but it's okay, because then we went on a big walk this morning, we've had tickles, haven't we? And we're going to have some of your food. Yeah, dog food, not human food. Things have been a little bit more consistent in regards to training and getting that done, getting the foods in, etc, etc. Obviously you're still getting steps in where they need to, we're still getting the cardio in where we need to. Right, so we're going to make meal 2, which is 220 grams of potatoes. I was supposed to have rice, but I fancy potatoes and I wanted to match it properly, so you know that it's getting serious when you're having 220 grams of potatoes. Anyway, so I'm just putting it all in my little bowl. It's obviously already pre-cooked and you saw me do that before, so that it's easy to just literally put it in the bowl, whack it on the pan or in the microwave depending on where we are, and eat it quickly so that then we can get back to work. Right, so Christmas and the approach. I'll talk about it from a prep perspective first, because I'm on prep and it's probably more relatable to me at the moment. Obviously Christmas is coming up. Christmas is my most favourite time of year, because it's a time when everybody switches off from the world. You're not having to be on your phone, you're not having to work. You can actually really spend quality time with the people that you really care about. And I love it. My family have always made such a big deal of it, not so much from a presents and food perspective, but more just actually spending time together. And because everybody's so busy with work, and I come from like a really working class family where everybody works really hard all the time, you don't have a lot of time to be able to spend with each other all the time. So it's really nice at times like this that we're able to. So for me personally, I'll not have an off-pan meal when it comes to Christmas Day. Kuba has mentioned about me still being able to have one and still being able to enjoy that downtime with my family. But I've only just got into prep. I'm not really at a point yet where I need to have a refeed, and I'm like far along in my journey enough that it doesn't make a difference to me. It's not a bother if I have an off plan or if I don't. I just like to be able to spend the time with my family. So for me, I'll miss out on Christmas dinner, but I'll still be there and I'll sit there and I'll be with my family. With my clients, like what the Kuba has said to me, I allow them to have a meal off if they're in prep, because at the end of the day, as long as you approach it in a sensible way, you can still have an off-plan meal and be in prep, especially at that time of year. I mean, for me personally, when it comes to a competition prep, I think that having a refeed when it's needed is the most important thing, or diet breaks when they're needed to be able to refresh, etc. But actually having an off-plan meal and having one every single week, when I had that in my competition prep, it made me so super focused on the food that I was going to be able to have at that weekend, and it made my posture really terrible, which is why from experience I don't like to do that and give kind of off-plan meals all the time, just as and when things are needed. But obviously at time of years like Christmas, like I've just mentioned at the start of my little chit chat, I think it's a time where it is about family, it's about enjoying that downtime, and you can approach an off-plan meal sensibly and actually still be able to obviously achieve the goals that you do want to achieve. So that's what I do with my clients. Potentially that's something that you can apply with your journey, and it can help you still be able to maintain good relationships with your family, maintain a good little bit of social time around that time, because obviously that's what Christmas is, and still be able to tick off your goals. So, pre-workout meal time, which is going to be 100 grams of rice, 125 grams of chicken, a little bit of vegetables that I will eat, maybe. Did I say the word chicken? Do you want some chicken? Sit down. Good boy. Hey, you didn't show me up that time. That's a good boy for the camera. Going on from earlier's chat about approaching Christmas if you're in competition prep, it's only right that we do it about if you're in off season as well. So if you are in off season, enjoy your Christmas. You can enjoy your Christmas and not be a pig, or you can enjoy your Christmas and be a pig if you'd like to. I mean, if you want to keep your digestion in check and you don't want to see your body weight go up too much, you probably want to approach it in a way that you don't eat like it's going out of fashion. Like how I would approach it if I was in off season. So we have breakfast, dinner for Christmas at my mum's, we have an evening spread that's pretty much leftovers from the Christmas dinner, and between that I literally have like either some protein and veg, or like a protein shake, just to obviously keep my protein up during the day, because it's important that I still keep that up. I think the most important thing, if you're not going overboard with foods, which obviously any good bodybuilder is probably going to be sensible with that, the most important thing is making sure you actually do get enough food, getting enough protein, etc., to make sure that obviously you're not eating too little. But it's all about spending time with your loved ones. Like, enjoy it. You're not a bad bodybuilder if you have a day where you actually just enjoy Christmas. And it's okay if you don't want to enjoy Christmas and you do just want to stick to your plan. You have to do what's right for you mentally, but don't be kind of guided by what other people do. Do what you want to do. If you want to enjoy your day eating like a normal person with your family, do that. If you want to enjoy the day by eating a few meals on your normal plan and eating an off-plan meal, do that. If you want to do it where you just stick to your normal plan and just enjoy the day with your family and not join in the foods, do that. Whatever feels right for you, do it. There is no kind of right or wrong way, and it's one day out of the year. Like Christmas, birthdays, etc. are kind of rare occasions, so enjoy them. It's really important that you do a little bit of kind of mental switch off from bodybuilding and being around people and not talking about bodybuilding and not thinking about bodybuilding, I think sometimes actually really nice for your mind. It keeps you focused, it keeps you switched on. Some people don't need that, some people do. I think over time, the longer that you do bodybuilding, the better you'll figure out what works best for you. But for me, I like to enjoy my meals, but still be able to eat enough protein. And I usually actually get a training session in on Christmas Day because Kuba opens the gym for people that either don't celebrate Christmas or don't have a family to be able to celebrate Christmas with on Christmas Day. So if it's a training day, we go in and actually have a good session, and that's what we enjoy. So find what works for you, find what you enjoy the most and stick to it. Intra-workout of goodness is from Train by JP. In here I have 40 grams worth of Sustain, so my carb powder. In there is the berry flavoured. It's a little bit milky as well as a little bit berry-y. I quite like it, so obviously got that. Plus I also have 200 millilitres of organic coconut water in there. And then halfway through my session, so halfway from my pre-workout to my post-workout, in between, obviously, I want to have my MPS spike. So I have my intra-workout aminos, which is the MPS from Train by JP. In here is the peach flavour. They actually discontinued the watermelon flavour that I was really upset about, but this is the next best thing. So this is the peach flavour. So I have this halfway through. I don't have too much water in it because otherwise I just get a little bit bloated and don't really want to get bloated. So yeah, that's what I'm going to tuck into right now. It's a good job that Gaz got me just before this got finished there, because otherwise it would have been completely gone. Post workout. Just finished push. Obviously you'll be able to see the push video in a different video. Yeah, did that make sense? So we've got 100 grams of cream of rice, 40 grams of whey, 150 grams of berries. I've got blackberries in there that are the worst berries, but I'm just going to have to eat them because they're in there anyway, so it doesn't matter. And yeah, just having some post-workout chats with Jay. I don't know if any of you have ever been to UltraFlex Rotherham, but if you ever want to see someone who's a bit of a savage when they train, that would be Jay. He's recruited me for after bodybuilding that I've got to go and train with him, so unfortunately that will mean that then my knees are broken, my elbows are broken, my shoulders are broken, everything's broken, but we're still going to train, so it's fine. Anyway, I'm going to eat my post-workout in peace. I said that right. And then we're going to go home, see the dogs, get the last meals prepared and get kind of chilled out, ready for the rest of the day. Obviously got a little bit of client work to catch up on as well, so that will get boxed off before we go to bed. So my last two meals before I go to bed is 50 grams of lovely rice that I made earlier, 50 grams of avocado, 125 grams raw weight of chicken, and then I'll have some veggies. And then my last meal is 75 grams of oats, 40 grams of whey, 100 grams of berries, and 20 grams of dark chocolate. And that is literally my last two meals. Obviously, I've trained. I try to have my meal after my post-workout meal about 45 minutes to an hour after I've had my post-workout, so that obviously I don't have to go to bed really late, because it's around 5 o'clock-ish now, so it'll be nice to get my meal in, get to bed, well, get some work done, get in the bath, get myself to bed ready for an early night, because obviously waking up nice and early to get client work done and whatnot. But that's it, that's my day in the life. I'll get some clips of my meals here. Gaz is going to work his magic now to put my meals on the screen there. That's it, that's what a day in the life is of a bodybuilder on prep. Just eat, sleep, train, do some work, and then repeat that. And then have a really needy dog that does not stop crying or wanting tickles all day, every day. Are you saying goodbye, Caesar? Say, peace YouTube, please like, share, subscribe and all that fun stuff. I see you was talking. Thanks, guys.